Matthew Guy, good morning.
Good morning to you, Neil.
Have you costed it?
Well, there will be a requirement for greater numbers of prison beds, no doubt about that, and that will be released closer to the election. There's 1,000 prison beds coming on stream thanks to the previous coalition government at Ravenhall in November this year. It will be more than 1,000, I suspect, over time. But frankly, I think Victorians and all of your listeners are of the view that governments need to invest in our safety, and our state has been, it's had its safety ignored, certainly for the last 2 years, where crime's risen by 20%. And if that means I need to spend money to build more prison beds, then so be it. Our safety comes first. Yours, mine, our families, your listeners' safety. That comes first, whether it's Maui, Melbourne, Mallacoota, Mildura, whatever. It's time for a government to put our safety first, and if I'm elected in November next year, that's what I'll do.
But there's a lot. It's going to be a lot more than 1,000. I did a quick figure. The figures that are available on aggravated burglary, murder, rape and armed robbery, just 4 of your 11 in the last year, there are 12,000 offences.
Well, so, this is re-offences.
Yeah, I know.
This is not the first offence.
The recidivism rate's 44% in Victoria. Let's say that there's 6,000 of them are re-offences. And let's take off 1,000 for the possibility that more than one crime was committed by other people. You're talking just in those 4 offences of $500 million a year. You're talking about 5,000 people getting 10 years and more.
Neil, I don't put a price on our safety. It comes down to this.
But how do you pay for it?
Well, if it means that the government needs to reprioritise to invest in our safety, then so be it. The first task of any state government is to protect our safety. You know, we can build all the roads and railways and everything that we like. That's fine. That's good. But if we're not protecting community safety, we're not putting that first, then what's the point of having an unsafe state with great infrastructure? I am going to put people's safety first. Whether they're old, young, whether in the country or in the city, male or female, I will put people's safety first. That will be the hallmark of a government I lead. I've grown up in this state. I'm raising my children in this state. I don't like what I see in terms of crime in this state. Your listeners, I listen to them, I hear them, and what they are saying is someone do something. Stop the talk. Give us a real plan about making Victoria safe. That's what I'm going to do.
Are you aware of the cost of keeping a person in jail for a year?
Can depend whether it's maximum security, minimum security, whether it's in a prison farm or if it's an intensive prison system. And look, you know, some can be upwards of $100,000, $150,000 a year. I understand that.
I think it averages out at 100,000.
Yeah, I know.
So if you've got 5,000 on just those 4 offences,
sure,
just to keep them in jail is $500 million.
Neil, again,
a year.
I don't put a price on our safety.
But so what do you?
I just don't put a price on it. If it means we reprioritise, if it means we do business differently, if it means we find the money, then do it. You know, governments need to stop the excuses. Community safety comes first. I'm sick to death of seeing examples of people being carjacked, of this rampant home invasion. I look to the border in New South Wales where crime is falling in many categories. In Melbourne, it is rising. Why is this so? This is not the city I love.
But they don't have broad mandatory sentencing for repeat offenders there. This would be an Australian first.
Well,
what are they doing differently?
Well, they have a zero tolerance approach, and they've had it for 20 years, and it's worked very well. That's what I would institute through a range of initiatives, and my bail package at the start of the year is one, and mandatory sentencing on those second offences is another. I just say it again. This is what's going to be required. I'm sorry it's come to this, but it has. This government's not doing anything. I put forward a plan to Victorians. Victorians will have that choice next year. It's up to them to make this decision. You know, I can't fix crime in Victoria. Only your listeners, only Victorians can. They've got to vote for a change. More of the same is not going to work. I'm putting forward something different, and I'm asking Victorians to have a look at it and to choose it.